This podcast is brought to you by Cameron Parker and Carlon Parker. Some material is for a mature audience. Sit back and enjoy.
Donald Trump Barbie. Donald Trump Barbie gets to say whatever she wants to say and gets away with it.
Reese was like pulling Cardoso's hair and doing.
I was gonna say, did you see her pulling her hair?
Yes.
Like, what is going on? The Bayou Barbies and the Trump Barbies are doing too much.
And we are back for another episode of The Parker's Couch.
Is the microphone on?
Yes, the microphone is on. Is your microphone on?
Okay, it is.
Okay. Are you ready?
Period. I'm ready.
All right. Y'all, we are on a different platform today. We're using StreamYard. And right now, we don't have our external mics hooked up. But next podcast, that surely will be the case. Well, first of all, there are new people here. I'm Cameron Parker.
I'm Carlon Parker.
And we are the Parker Brothers. And you are here at the Parker's Couch. And this is, TPC, the Parker's Couch, or the People's Channel, whichever one you want, because we give the people what they need.
And you're our little tater tots. Thank you for doing that, Tot.
Thank you for that, Arlissa. So everybody who's listening, you're now our tater tots. But think of us like the morning show, a la the Breakfast Club, but better. Okay. And today, I guess I'd say this week, the theme is chaos. Chaos, chaos, chaos. I don't know about you, brother, but it's been a little chaotic. I really haven't seen you this week. I've been on my little dog sitting mission and been out there in Maryland. I've been out in the boonies. So I don't even know how your week is going, brother. How you doing? What's happening?
I made it through by the grace of God. It's been a week. The weekend wasn't long enough, but hey, we're starting the rat race back over again. And I made it through.
Oh my God. So chaos is the appropriate theme then.
It is.
I'm feeling.
Yes.
And those of you, I've been talking about my job ending. This was my official last day on Monday. So I'm in that chaotic job hunting. Job hunting is the worst. Can we just say that?
I hate it. It is terrible.
Oh, it is terrible. And I say what I love best though about it in job hunting is LinkedIn's easy apply. Boy, I'll be sending out about 15 different resumes in them and spending like 10 minutes.
When I was looking for jobs, if it wasn't an easy apply, I'm sorry, I was on time for that job because they are asking for too many questions. They weeded me out. Good job.
Too much.
Yeah.
And with us working in being on that end of working some and talent acquisition, we know how these things work. Some of these jobs are just up there for show anyway to begin with. People are already identified. It's so many different things. Right. So I'm like, I don't even be stressing it. I'm like, a cover letter. If something needs a cover letter, she goes in the back seat. I get to you later. And then put you in Chat GPT to hook me up a cover letter real quick.
I can't tell you how many times I had the wrong company on the cover letter. I just applied to the job previously. It happened so many times. I was like, well, I know I'm not getting this one.
Oh my God. Yes, that happens all the time. I have done that several times. But it's been chaotic in terms of job hunting. Absolutely. But in other ways too. But we want to give our nephew a shout out off the top, right? JP.
Come on, JP.
They lost the heartbreaker. They lost one tonight. They were in the championship game against Sanford. A chance to go to the big dance.
If they could hit free throws, if they could make layups, and then they knew how to break the press, like it wasn't their first time seeing it. I mean, what was their coach doing? He did not prepare them for this game to see the
absolutely
press.
Nothing. He was doing absolutely nothing.
And brother, what's the best way to attack a pressing team? You press them back.
Press them back. Yeah, everybody knows that. That's elementary. You can't get press and then just sit back and relax. Like, No,
Hey,
press a
I'm
button.
a deal. No, they're gonna turn the ball over just like you turned it over.
Absolutely. And that's what they did. It did not, or that's what they did not do, I should say. They did not
That they
until
did
late,
not do
until they had to.
until the
It's
end, right?
yeah. And they got turnovers and stuff then, and then couldn't hit free throws. What a shame. What a
What a
shame.
shame.
Hopefully next week we have a little, hopefully our brother comes in on our podcast. We're gonna have a little special. We want to do a special March Madness show. And you know, he has a story or two if he wants to share.
I don't know if he can share that story, brother. I don't know if that's allowed. He may be a wanted man, so we may want to keep that under wraps.
We'll keep that under wraps. All right, but let's go ahead and
we'll give him the opportunity to make the decision if he wants to tell the story or not.
Absolutely. We'll leave that up to him, what he wants to do. I like that. That's the way to go.
Let's just say, if you're familiar with Latrell Sprewell, they're kissing cousins.
Okay. Well, you ready to get this going, brother? Let's jump into some chaos and what's been chaotic out there. We are going to start with women's college basketball because Lord knows they had the world on fire and on notice this weekend. I think people was talking about women's college basketball more than anything else. It's just amazing the elevation and the evolution that has come about with women's college basketball right now. But let's start with South Carolina and LSU, and what a weekend it was for South Carolina. First, they lose a 23-point lead and find themselves down 2 to Tennessee with 1.1 seconds to go when Camila Cardoso is left wide open and she hits her first career three-pointer to win the game. We're going to come back to that game and talk about that a little bit, that decision there. Then in the championship game, they have a 79-72 victory over LSU. But the story was all about the brawl that took place. With just over 2 minutes to go, LSU, Flojael Johnson intentionally fouled South Carolina's Malaysia. What's her name? Malaysia, I think, is Fawali. And then Johnson then shoved South Carolina's Ashlyn Watkins down. Well, she didn't shove her down. She shoved her. And then Johnson herself was shoved to the ground by Miss Cardoso, who came out of nowhere to shove her to the ground. And when that happened, all the benches cleared. All hell broke loose. Then Johnson's brother comes jumping over the scores table. We found out later that he got charged with disorderly conduct and assault for doing that.
I thought they said he wasn't arrested.
He was. I don't blame that unless you saw something that said he wasn't. Everything I saw that said he was charged with disorderly conduct.
Whoa.
Then Cardoso, she's suspected to be the only one suspended, they're saying. You know, the first game of the tournament for fighting, but we'll wait and see. But now, that wasn't it, brother, but there were two very different responses from the coaches and what happened in this situation, too. First, we have Dawn Staley, who apologizes for what took place, and like immediately after the game, on the on-court interview, she just says, "I just want to apologize to the basketball community for when you're playing a championship game like this in our league, things get heated. No bad intentions. Their emotions got so far ahead of them that sometimes things like this happen." And later in her post-game comments, she takes responsibility for what happened with South Carolina and, you know, for her team and role in that. Now, Ms. Kim Mulkey, she had a totally different response. In her press game conference, she said, "It's ugly. It's not good. No one wants to be part of that. But I tell you this, I wish Cardoso would have pushed Angel Reese. If you're 6'8", don't push somebody that little. That was uncalled for, in my opinion. Let those two girls who are jawing, let them go at it."
Donald Trump Barbie. Donald Trump Barbie gets to say whatever she wants to say and gets away with it. Just imagine if Dawn Staley would have said that. You remember just last year how they're calling Dawn Staley and the South Carolina team thugs. You know what thugs are code for. We know.
We know.
So, but Dawn Staley is one of the classiest individuals that you will meet in the basketball arena. And
I
it's a
agree.
shame that they get saddled with ridicule for being aggressive and call these all kind of these dirty names. But Donald Trump Barbie gets to come out here and show her rear end.
Okay.
And she gets to skate scot-free.
That scot-free. Now, I will say the media today, they have been railroading her.
Good.
Which they need to.
But if Dawn Staley would have said that, that would have been a front page news last night. It would have taken today for this to happen.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you, brother. Like, I don't know what needs to be done necessarily, but something needs to be like, she's got to be held to some kind of accountability here. Like, I don't know what you could do, but that's instigating. Like, how does a coach respond that way?
It sounds like Donald Trump. Let's just be aggressive. Let's fight. Let's act like we don't have any manners or decorum. Let's start a civil war. Come on, let's do it. And I don't want to be like overstating things, but we support fascists. You act like a fascist.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. He did. You got a point there. And I just wanted to share real quick. And I see ESPN, I just want to double check. It says brother of LSU guard arrested at the tournament tussle.
Oh, well, I got some bad intel. But baby, he leapt over that.
Yeah.
I was like, he didn't be in the high jump competition.
Who does that though? Like, who does that? Like, I'm confused. What were you gonna go out there go and punch a female?
Now, I saw certain videos where people were texting that he was a thug. That may be appropriate. That's thuggish behavior. You don't do that.
That's appropriate to use that word there.
Yeah. Like you said, what are you gonna do? You're gonna tackle a bunch of women?
Like, I'm so confused.
I mean, what are you there to do?
What? That was not a good look. Not a good.
I mean, sometimes you have to a lot of times, be rational. Don't be quick to anger. When you're quick to anger, or you got to show your quote unquote manhood, and like, oh, I got to rap my sister. Your sister can't handle herself.
Absolutely.
And your sister instigated the stuff.
Okay, hello. And this is one of the other parts about Kim's comments. Because she's like, oh, I wish she would have went over there and, I wish she would have did that to Angel Reese, blah, blah, blah. How about talking about your player starting all this and how, apologizing for that and being like, how we need to nip this in the bud. Like, where's the responsibility of your own player who started this whole thing?
Period.
And have you seen the video? The whole game was Reese was like pulling Cardoso's hair and doing.
I was gonna say, did you see her pulling her hair?
Yes.
Like, what is going on? The Bayou Barbies and the Trump Barbies are doing too much.
No, ma'am. Like, then Angel Reese, I don't know if you saw her comments and stuff afterwards too, where she was like, "We ain't scared. We ain't scared of South Carolina. Some people scared of them, but we not scared." Like, what is going on?
You better be, because you ain't beat them in 13 years.
Okay. Okay. They better be. Now, should you be worried about South Carolina right now, though?
I am worried about South Carolina. They didn't play well against, I think it was Texas A&M. They played the game before.
But they only won by like 9 points or something against them.
And they I'm worried about the turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this team offensively is a lot better than the typical Donald Staley teams in the past.
Yeah,
that were focused more on defense. Like, this team plays great defense too, but they are talented offensively. They have a great outside shooting. They have great guard play as well. Great inside presence. It's just the turnovers, man. The turnovers.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you. And they're lucky to even be there. That Tennessee game, what was Tennessee thinking? Like, okay.
Well, Dawn Staley said if it was her, she would have left it wide open too.
Did she say that?
I mean, sometimes some things are listen. I would probably live and die with her taking that 3-pointer too.
I agree.
But not 16 feet away. Like, I think the closest person was 16 feet away from her. That's a little too much space.
Okay.
I think they were protecting the inside. They didn't want to. They were going to give them the 3.
Down 2.
Yeah, they'll give them the 3, but not the 2.
But at the same time, you don't have anybody guarding the inbounder. So it's 5-on-4.
Yeah, I'd never get not guarding the inbounder. Like, have we not learned that from Duke?
Like, how you let that just be like such a free little itch?
Yeah.
Like this.
Have we not learned from Grant Hill and Christian Laettner?
And I get I guess we haven't. And I guess if you are waiting, that if you are guarding the paint, you're gonna have the extra one there. But still, I'm like, no one should be that wide open on a 5-on-4.
I think somebody had to make a mistake.
Somebody had to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's move on from that one and let's go to another heated rivalry between the Tar Heels and the Dookies. Yes. So the rivalry.
You're not gonna bring up Caitlin Clark, bring an owl back to win the Big Ten championship for the 3rd time in a row?
No.
Well, shout out to you, Caitlin. Let's move on to the Tar Heels.
She ended up talking about she fine.
She good.
Was anybody else gonna win that? Was anybody else supposed to?
Well, Nebraska was beating them for the majority of the game.
They were. She played terrible in that first half, but then she came on the second half.
She put it on them.
And she put it on them. Great job, Caitlin. I give you that.
Okay, now let's talk about the best game of the day.
Okay, so
of the weekend.
That's what I'm talking about. The best one right here. So the Tar Heels rolled up into Cameron Indoor Stadium there, and they, did their thing. They started off so strong. They were up by as many as 15 in the first half. The Heels pulled out an 84-79 win over Duke. Cormac Ryan was on fire. He finished with 31 points. Legendary game within the rivalry. We completed our 2-game sweep over Duke and ruined their senior night once again. But a lot of the talk ended up being around having to dodge drinks and candy and everything being thrown at them at the game, getting hit with ice. The way that the fans berated RJ Davis doing the warm-ups to begin the game, like some really foul stuff that they were saying. And then also Filipowski tripping Ingram during the game, like literally tripped, like he clearly tripped him, and then trying to deny that. And then for John Shire just to go out and just apologize to the seniors, for losing, but is not going to reprimand their behavior for throwing ice and drinks at Carolina after you had all this stuff to say at Wake Forest.
Okay, it's time to bring the crazies to the carpet. This is not the first time this season that they've done something this insidious. They did something similar to Pitt when Pitt came in there and beat them. They get away with a lot just because we call them the Cameron crazies and they're the smart kids, blah, blah, blah. No, they're bad. They need to be reprimanded.
Call a spade a spade. Duke is a very white school. Okay. And it really has a different look. Let that be an HBCU acting like that. That's all I'm going to say.
Period.
Be saying.
Let it be central. You know what they be saying about Durham.
Now, the game. We look at the game, brother. What do you think about the Heels? Like, were you impressed?
Like, yes, I was comfortable the entire game. Like, I was not really sweating anything, really. I just can't believe that we've let them every minute, both games this season. I think they held the lead for 16 seconds.
That's so incredible in this robbery.
Right. It's just unbelievable. And the fact that I think whenever it's like a must-win game, we always come to play. So I was not nervous at all. I'm just happy that for Cormac that he came out and balled out. We've given him a lot of grief personally. Watching the games all season, we have talked a lot of trash about his shooting capability. But I have to give him credit. He set the tone and he iced the game for us.
He finally played like a 25-year-old against
the babies. He did that. Absolutely.
Now, I'm not going to give you grief, Cormac, because you did just that. Like, you a legendary now within Carolina basketball. 31 points again in a Duke rivalry. Yeah, that's memorable.
At Cameron, in a must-win game to win the conference outright. Absolutely. I'm nervous going forward just to see how we're going to shoot in these bigger stadiums. You know, we typically struggle shooting in these bigger stadiums going forward.
We do. The streakiness is not.
We're depending on 3 pointers more than ever with this Carolina team than the ones in the past.
I agree, but our defense, though, that's our savior.
Oh,
like who says that Carolina defense is like the calling card? Because it's all been about the offense for so long now. But now it's really about that defense when they lock down when they want to.
That's true.
So I feel good. Maybe we get an ACC championship again. If we get that, I'll be happy. We'll see.
I don't see it happening.
And let me say congratulations to Hubert Davis, coach of the ACC.
Come on, Hugh.
And RJ Davis. Yep. And RJ Davis, ACC Player of the Year. There we go. And your boy Ingram was named to the 3rd team, and Baycock was on the 2nd team.
Okay. You know how I feel about Ingram. That's my guy.
I know that's your guy. I like some Ingram.
To me, Ingram, he's Draymond Green with a bigger offensive array of talent.
Yeah,
like he gives you the defense. I think Draymond's a better passer, maybe a better ball handler, but he gives you that intensity, the defense. But he's definitely a better shooter than Draymond is, a better scorer.
I agree. All right. Heels, they did it, and ACC tournament is about to start up here in DC. So let's get ready. Let's get ready to rumble, boys. Now, brother, there was a lot of news in the NFL. I know you probably missed some of it.
I missed everything, but we're going to talk about it. I just saw the headlines. So, like, what?
It's been so many moves. It is crazy. Chaotic. Chaos, y'all. Chaos. So let's just start with the quarterbacks first. Let's catch up on the big moves that have happened. So Kirk Cousins, 4-year, $180 million deal with 90 guaranteed with the Falcons.
4 years?
Yes.
4
years, 180,
wow.
90 guaranteed. Russell Wilson announces he's signing with the Steelers. Baker Mayfield, he signed his 3-year, $100 million deal with 50 guaranteed with the Bucks, back with them. And then we got Matt Jones going to Jacksonville for a 6th-round pick. Our little QB moves there. The Kirk Cousins one, brother, how do you...
Let me tell you, Kirk Cousins know how to make $1. If you know how to, he may not know how to do a lot of things, but he can make $1. I actually love this move for the Atlanta Falcons. I told you they're my sleeper team last year because they have really great pieces. I didn't realize they didn't have a quarterback. They had nothing at quarterback this year. Had they had Kirk Cousins on this team this year,
absolutely
this team would have been a playoff team. Definitely. They would have won the division. So this division's up for grabs. So it's a great move for them, honestly. I would rather have seen Justin Fields there personally, but it's a good move for them.
I was going to ask you that. What would you rather see, Fields or Cousins there? Who would you rather have?
Justin.
Yeah, I think so. I'd rather have Justin. I can't be mad at the move, but I'm like you. I'm like, what is Kirk Cousins doing? Like, how has he been able to land all these deals and
He's the magic man.
Let me tell you, that Jesus loves him, and he loves Jesus.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
Maybe I need to start praying like he does, because he is making that money, baby.
It is amazing to see this man navigate the way that he has through and be able to get these deals. But I do think it is a good either pickup. I think is good. I prefer Justin. I think Justin is the stronger prospect with them and has more capabilities at this point. I believe Kirk Cousins is 35. So
yeah, and Kirk, there's a ceiling with Kirk. Like he's only going to give you so much as a starter.
That's a good point. You know what you're going to get.
Yes, but at least you can rely on him. So I can understand Atlanta's thinking, and maybe they can draft a quarterback, for the future, or make some decisions later down the line or something like that. Because what they had last year is just not going to work.
No, absolutely not. So what are the Vikings? What are they going to do now?
They are in turmoil. That's why I thought they should have drafted my boy from Tennessee last year, Hendon Hooker.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought they were going to do. They're going to draft him, let him sit a year, heal his knee, and be the starter next year. Bless you. Now he's stuck in purgatory in Detroit. He's never going to play behind Jared Goff.
No.
So I would trade for him if I were them. Start or get somebody to draft, maybe Michael Penix. Do you think Michael Penix and Justin Jefferson?
Yes.
Boy, Michael Penix and Justin Jefferson. That deep ball, baby.
That you onto something there. I like that.
And it's a dome, so be friendly to him. I mean, they would have to beef up that offensive line because
they were struggling.
Michael Penix, he can't take a bunch of hits like that.
Nope.
But I would take a gamble on Michael Penix.
No, I like that one. All right, now Russell to the Steelers. We all kind of knew this was going to happen.
Are they saying that Pickett's still going to be the starter? Are they just saying that just to say this or what?
I mean, if you're bringing Russell Wilson in, obviously he's coming in to start. Like, I don't understand what that's about.
It's a 1-year deal, so maybe he could be a backup. I don't know. Maybe they'll let them hash it out during training camp.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretend hash out.
I think it'd be definitely an open competition for sure.
It's almost like a Baker Mayfield situation now here with Russell Wilson, coming in when you got to prove
a good analogy. Yeah.
When you're here, see what happens.
Yeah.
But this can't be a good for Kenny Pickett in any way.
Oh, the memes are taking me out. The little meme, the little fence balled up. The Kenny Pickett with his side. Russell Wilson. I was like, yes, that's Kenny. He is, but Kenny, baby, you didn't bring it. You let Mason Rudolph come in here and outplay you.
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph.
Yep. All right. Well, let's go to the running backs now. The other one. So we have the Eagles signing Saquon Barkley, 3 years, $37.75 million. That could get up to $46.75 million potentially. The Bears signed DeAndre Swift to a 3-year, $24.5 million deal.
How did they? I didn't know that.
The Packers added Josh Jacobs to a 4-year, $48 million deal and release Aaron Jones, who's still 26 years of age.
That's crazy. I hope Aaron Jones gets another look.
I know. The Titans, they're giving Tony Pollard a 3-year, $24 million deal. So that means Derrick Henry is probably for sure unlikely to return.
Oh, yeah, he's been gone, yeah.
Yeah. And the Bengals dropped Joe Mixon, and they signed.
Did they?
Yes. They signed Zach Morris to 2-year, $8 million deal.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I guess they can't pay everybody.
They can't pay everybody. And I haven't, and the Austin Eckler stuff was still kind of going on. Do you got some new news with Austin?
Oh, yeah, he signed with the Commanders.
He did. Okay, I didn't see that come out. So he signed with the Commanders now.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I think it's I just saw him in the Commanders, or like we were watching JP. It went by fast, but I think it said he signed.
I'm about, we can take it to the research department.
Yeah, take it to the research department. So what was the biggest move for you for the running backs?
And he agrees to a 2-year deal with the Commanders.
Okay, good.
This Saquon one, I guess it's the one that's the most interesting to me.
The Giants are stupid. Who are running the Giants?
In the same division. How you get rid of Saquon? Like, he's your best, your best player. Like,
he's your only weapon. And because you don't want to pay him, and you let Philly pay him and to take him away from you in the division because you're being cheap, you're not paying nobody else.
Chaos, brother. Chaos. Like, I don't understand. We were talking about how nobody wants to pay running backs, and we was having this conversation, and like it went from that to like,
we're gonna make him the second highest paid running back in history. How does that happen?
How does that happen? I don't understand like what the Giants were doing, what they were thinking.
I hope Saquon hits the goalpost on their head every time he played them.
He's gonna kill them.
Yeah.
Like, and this is a beautiful fit. Like, I think that's just gonna be
perfect.
I
thought
for the Eagles.
The only fit I thought would be better for him would have been Baltimore.
Yes. Like you said, what is Baltimore doing?
They him and Lamar in the same backfield.
Can you imagine them getting Derrick Henry, though? Maybe they're trying to work on something to get Derrick Henry, Baltimore.
Maybe so, because I saw Gus Edwards sign with the Chargers. So he.
I didn't see that one. So Gus Edwards is with the Chargers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, brother, I saw something very interesting on Twitter with a meme with Saquon being upset, and it said Saquon after Jalen Hurts takes another touchdown away from him in the red zone. Because you know they're gonna run out of the red zone. You know it's gonna happen.
Definitely.
Yes.
But maybe they'll work on preserving Jalen some now. Because
you got a running back. Give it to the running back.
Right. Let's be smart.
What do you think about Josh Jacobs leaving?
Okay.
The Raiders.
I don't know. I guess because Aaron Jones, maybe they just want to move. Maybe there's something else going on there behind the scenes and I know he was hurt a lot this season.
He's been injured a lot. I think
he's been injured a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like he's fit the Packers so well. Like, I'm trying to see Jacobs, like, how that's going to all, like, sync and go.
Because it's a different type of running back. Now he's got straight power. Him and Dylan is nothing but power.
Nothing but power. That's you don't have this dichotomy anymore.
Maybe that's the route they're trying to go, though.
Maybe. Which I didn't see any news with Dylan, which I assume he's still there. Unless I'm
pretty sure he's still there. Yeah,
I'm sure he's still there.
We forgot to mention another quarterback signing. I don't know if you saw it. What's his name from Indianapolis? Minshew.
Oh,
signed with the Raiders.
Did he?
For 2 years.
No, I did not see that. He getting another shot.
Well, the Raiders don't know what they're doing, so they have to have something at quarterback. And Mitchell, he's a good stopgap guy until you get your guy.
Yeah, I see. So he's going to be up. So is he going to be battling Mr. Aiden O'Connell?
No, he's going to win that job. Aiden O'Connell was terrible.
He was terrible. I see now. I just looked it up. So they signed for a 2-year, $25 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 15 guaranteed. Okay, so he's just all right. Yeah,
so he's a
gap person.
Yeah, he's a gap. He's a good gap quarterback and a good backup. He thinks he's a starter. He's a little delusional, but besides that, he's a good player. I guess Dallas is trying to get Henry because they don't have any running backs. So what are they doing?
That's what I feel like they're gonna sell out for them. I don't know what Dallas is doing.
Henry or Jones, maybe. I mean, Jones is available. The draft guy, I don't know.
I don't know. They got to do something because they.
I don't know. They have to pay Dak $1 gazillion.
Right. They are going in opposite direction right now.
Yes.
So I don't know what they do.
They've missed their window.
Now, as far as the wide receivers, the only thing I saw was the Jaguars signing Gabe Davis to a 3-year, $39
million. Oh, that's where he went.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And T. Higgins has requested a trade despite
T. Higgins wants to go.
Tag. Yep. He said there was no long-term plan. He didn't like that.
So what is Cincinnati doing? Somebody else trying to be cheap. You get rid of Mixon. You don't want to pay Higgins. You got to pay Chase. You got to pay him. So you can pay somebody else.
I don't know what they're doing. These people going to learn. They're going to learn the hard way. It's a mess. But the NFL has been chaotic, and it's only going to get more chaotic. And draft is coming up and all this stuff. There's a lot going on. And then we just talked about offensive and there's a lot of defensive moves, and we'll be here all day. Right. Everything that's happening. So for that, we'll go ahead and nip that in the bud there. Since we're talking about the Bengals, I can't move on without saying what social media was on fire about.
Don't do it.
Don't shake your head. Mr. Joe Burrow and Nick Bosa and also David Njoku, getting chummy with Donald Trump at the UFC. I think it's the UFC 299 main event going on. So yeah, that just had social media in a chatter. Some people were like, they could go ahead and trade him right now. And then
they are done.
Like, America. They're like, this is masculine energy. Ugh.
I just never equate Donald Trump and masculinity in the same breath. I don't know where to get this from. There's nothing masculine about Donald Trump.
Can somebody help me understand that? I don't get that.
No.
I don't. But they were.
Donald Trump is the softest thing I've ever seen. He's soft as Charmin tissue. He's brittle. He's fragile.
Look at him. Look up there. They go there. Cheesing.
Who is that person? That is not Donald Trump. Who is that? Not Donald Trump. I thought he was 6'3". Don't look 6'3" there.
Yeah, he does look rather short right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the memes on Nick Bosa was taking me out. Everybody was like, how, because he was so excited to meet Donald Trump. It was like,
that's his hero, honey.
It really is.
We've already come to grips with this. He's on our squad. As long as he gets sacks, I'm happy. Other than that, he can kick rock.
Freedom of choice. You got whoever you want to vote for, whoever you choose to admire. I'm not going to, it just makes me wonder how the locker room will be.
They don't talk shit. They be talking shit, I know. I know they do.
Because to me, it's just kind of clearly some issues. That's all I'm going to say.
Leave it right there. There are issues. And this is going to cause issues with Burrow. Because if you don't forget, 2 weeks ago, I don't know if you saw it, he came out and tried to lambaste the young players on the team, how they need to step up, all this machismo and all this kind of stuff. So that locker room may be a little bit different for Joe Burrow when he comes back, because he already started roughing the waters there.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder how that training camp's going to be.
That's a good
he's
point.
clearly the leader of the team. I get that. He's the franchise, but people are going to look at him a little differently now.
I agree. Well, let's wrap up the sports there. It's a nice little sports segment. And let's go to some news, brothers. As we talk about Trump, we had a State of the Union, and there was a lot of different reaction. So Joe Biden, by the majority of the counts, people saw it very favorably, the job that he did. We had crazy old Marjorie Taylor Greene there in her Trumper outfit and trying to, try to chastise Biden throughout the in the beginning of the State of the Union. And then at one point during the speech, they actually have their little exchange. We got one Republican yelling the lies, and then the other one, whatever commotion he made, and had to get up out of there. So that was a wild ride. We got Mike Johnson, too, in the back making all of his faces. And then we had the Katie Britt response that led to a hilarious SNL skit that we all knew was going to happen. And it was funny as hell. But that was just so awkward.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, that speech. It's
so funny. I was looking at X and different platforms doing a speech, and people were for sure that it was like a hired person. Like, is this an actress? This has to be a hired actress. This can't be a real senator, a United States senator. Yeah, this is who y'all elect, Alabama. This is the kind of people y'all put in charge of y'all leadership.
That is the kind of people. So that response, the most awkward, I think it's got to be up there. We've seen some awkward ones, the Rubio and the water.
Oh,
remember that?
This is number one. She has surpassed Marco.
This was terrible. It not only was it uncomfortable, get out / Stepford Wives / whatever you want to call it. Handmaid's Tale. But she also lied her ass off.
And then would not apologize for lying. Even on Fox News.
Double down on it. It was like, what I
Fox
said.
News trying to give her a solid and listen, you want to walk this back, girl? She's like, no, I don't.
In case somebody didn't see, one of the stories she told was of the sex trafficking victim. But the way she framed it, she made it seem as if this happened under Joe Biden and as if Biden was responsible and that it happened in the United States, which all of that is false. It was like years ago under George Bush and it happened in Mexico, and a tragic story. And even the victim now has been out talking, and the victim was like, I don't deal with politicians. She was like, I don't talk to politicians because they always just out for image. And that's all they care about. So she just took this lady's story and tried to pin it on making the Democrats look bad. It's just these sick kind of games like that it's just horrible.
They swear they're a party of life and all this kind of stuff. They hate people. The gall of you to re-traumatize this young lady by telling this story to the entire world and then lying about it and using it for political gain, in your opinion, which backfired miraculously in your face. It's just beyond ridiculous. This is why people hate politics and politicians.
Yeah.
I loathe politicians.
No.
There is no truth to them whatsoever. Like Nimrata, Nikki Haley, she turns at a drop of her hat. She's raising her hand. Oh, I'll vote for Trump, and I'll pardon him if I was the president. He's not fit to serve office. Which one is it, Nimrata? I'm pretty sure she's gonna come out on the doorstep at some point later. Ain't no telling me. These politicians are just beyond ridiculous. And this Stepford wife / Handmaid's Tale woman, she went from I'm a concerned white woman to I'm a scared white woman to I'm an angry white woman in 2.5 seconds. She's like a shapeshifter.
Yes, she was. Oh my gosh, this was so uncomfortable to watch. It was super. And why is she in the kitchen? This is where we have the tough conversations.
We had a tough conversations here. And look at, and she's smiling and talking like this. Who talks with a smile? If you talk to me with a smile, I know you're up to no good.
Already.
I've seen enough horror movies.
Even the Republicans, a lot of them couldn't even defend her. Like Tuberville, old Tommy Tuberville tried, honey. He tried to defend her, but called her a housewife. He said housewife Katie Britt did quite well.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Now, when we go to the speech, now your boy Biden, he was on fire. I got to give it to him. Like,
I told you, I said, this is going to be Spicy Joe tonight. We got Spicy Joe. I like when they unleash Spicy Joe. We need more Spicy Joe.
I was here for the call and response that was going on. Now, the other bit talk too was the slip up. Well, I don't even know if it's the whole illegal versus undocumented. And then that whole thing with Lake and Raleigh, and when they brought her up, and then that exchange with him and Marjorie.
See, this is the problem I have with latte liberals. It's not even about the undocumented or illegals. Please, that's not even what the speech was even about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're missing the point. He's 81 years old or 82 or whatever. He's going to say illegals. And deal with it. We know what he means.
Like,
you know what he means. He's gonna say that. It's these work. It's like, it gets on my nerves. You have to be so politically correct that you have to say it perfectly every time. And if you don't say it perfectly, I'm gonna admonish you.
There was your girl Nancy Pelosi. She was mad about that boy, but yeah, that didn't get
several seats. I mean, I didn't even hear it during the speech. I heard it afterwards. I was like, okay, he said it. Big deal. I mean, people have said worse. Donald Trump wants to overthrow the government. Let him say illegals. It's okay.
It's gonna be okay. But what about the way he kept referring to Trump as his predecessor? He kept saying the predecessor. He wouldn't call
the predecessor. Yeah, they try to keep some norms. They try to keep norms and not mention the person's name during the campaign, blah, blah, blah. We know who we're talking about.
Now, I thought he did a good job of talking to the common man, talking about the potato chips and the Snicker bars. I was like, okay, Joe, with you. I am tired of them
air chip.
Little air field chips and them small Snicker bars. Come on now. give me back my 4 bars and my 4 chips.
You're like, where's my king size?
And I was interested in the whole like $400 thing. I got to do some more research on that. His plan to give everyone or who people home potential first time home buyers and stuff $400 a month for 2 years towards their down payment on the first home.
If it passes.
Yeah, that's
a lot of his stuff he talked about was great, but it's not going to pass.
Yeah, and the tax code stuff, which I don't understand how anybody not making over $400,000 is upset about that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he did his thing. It's going to be very divided on the sides and how everybody goes. But anything else strike you from the State of the Union?
Oh, I did see a nice article. I don't know if you noticed that black woman sitting beside Martin Taylor Greene. I was like, why is this black woman sitting beside her?
I did notice that, and I was wondering about that.
Well, she's a Democratic representative of the House. She got there late, and somebody's like, "Oh, we have the perfect seat for you." It was like the only seat available beside her, and she was like, "Well, it's either standing for 2.5 hours or sit beside MTG." So she sat with her, but she said she was fact checking her in real time. Like she'll yell stuff out, and she'll be like, "That's not true. Actually, this is the truth." She said, "I had a good time because I was able to fact check her in real time." I was like,
Really interesting. That had to be exhausting.
Yeah, you spend all night to fact check her.
Yeah,
because she speaks no fact. But it doesn't help. Like that's like just talking into the wind because MTG cannot be helped.
No, some people are just beyond it now.
But they'll give your boy Mike Johnson the business too about how he couldn't stand for like child cancer and the poor.
Some things is just like, come on, really? We can't be bipartisan about that.
And his little smirks in the background.
His pursing them lips, boy.
These are y'all men. This is your masculinity.
He's Moses.
Believe. His first lip.
And it's so funny how the critiques all of a sudden went from Biden is too old to now like, oh, like what is he's yelling? He's arguing. He's too feisty.
Oh, he's talking politics. He's too partisan. Oh, he's talking about the campaign. This is supposed to be that's how you bring us together. BS. Y'all don't want to bring nothing together.
Yes.
They're forever moving the goalposts.
All the time. Keep it moving. Okay. I want to move on to this story that you brought to me, brother. That is crazy. And if anyone is moving to the state of Kentucky, you just might want to think otherwise, okay? Because this house
Why are you moving to Kentucky, first of all? Are you well? Is everything okay?
Are you well? This House Bill 500 is planning to take away workers' lunch and rest breaks and cut their pay. Now, I just knew you were lying to me whenever you first brought this to my attention, that this was good, is what was happening. But sure enough, is exactly what is going to happen. So it's these it's about 5 or so different parts where it's going to repeal the requirement that employers provide a lunch break, which has been a state law since 1974. So that requirement would be gone. It's going to repeal the requirement that employers provide a rest break, which currently employers must provide a 10-minute rest break for each 4 hours of work, in addition to the scheduled lunch period. It's going to repeal the requirement that employees who work 7 days in a row receive time and a half overtime pay. So no access to overtime, no time and a half. It's going to eliminate employer liability for failure to provide proper pay for work time spent traveling between jobs, for time spent on certain activities associated with starting and wrapping up a job. So like if you're an HVAC installer and you're traveling in between, jobs, that minimum wage pay for going for that travel, go. If you're, working in like with hazardous materials and you have to put on your hazmat suits and you have to clean stuff, the period of doing that, you're not going to get paid for. They're taking that away. And it's going to decrease the statute of limitations for labor violations from 5 years to 3 years. So workers now have less time to report issues. What the hell?
Well, I told you, I've been telling you, they want to send it back in time.
Clearly.
They think it is 1924 and not 2024.
This is like, are they trying to base the new age slaves here? Like, I'm just confused.
I mean, these are put in place for a reason. A, safety. Because nobody's going to operate 100% over an 8-hour period without any breaks. So they're doing these, especially these manual jobs. You tell me these people don't get a break, somebody's going to get hurt and killed. This is why they had this in place. The people getting hurt and killed. And them to work without eating, drinking.
You gonna have to like
bathroom.
You have to eat while you work now, potentially.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Like, how does that make sense?
How does that work?
Like, how is this even pop? And of course, it was voted on party lines. So even though some Republicans were hesitant about it, they still voted for it. So all the Republicans, they dominate the House there. They voted for it. You know, Democrats voted against it. And now it's going to their Senate, I believe, because it passed the House, and see if it becomes a thing. I just like I hope
the governor has power to veto this crap. This is ridiculous.
The reasoning, when I was trying to read the reasoning between it, and they were like, why? You know, what did they come up with? Like, why this needs to be implemented? And they were talking about there's difficulties of navigating the differences between state and federal laws on lunch and rest breaks, because federal laws don't require employers to offer a lunch break or a rest break, and only short rest breaks up to 20 minutes, you know, if offered by an employer or counted as on the clock.
I mean, why should a federal law have to get involved into something they don't need to be involved in? That makes no sense. The people who want limited government, now they want the federal government in bed with it. It makes no sense whatsoever.
When was anybody ever confused about lunch breaks? When was there ever confusion?
No confusion, boo-boo. None. And I think the guy who led this is a business owner. So he got no skin in the game.
Mm-hmm. Trying to get more. But this is going to lessen productivity, though.
It lessens productivity. Yeah, it makes no sense.
Right. You're not going to have the energy to work, to get things done. You're not going to.
Or don't want to.
This is so sad. This is sad.
I will be driving Uber or Lyft or something. I quit. I'm the Uber Lyft driver.
I quit. I'm going to be like Jeffrey.
Okay.
Okay.
This makes no sense.
Let's move on to some entertainment, brother, to end on out here. So we had the Oscars, the 96 Oscars Academy Awards, and you know, it was a vibrant show. A lot of people felt it was been better than years past. The most recent years, viewership was up overall. Oppenheimer was the big winner with 7 awards, which they were expected to even win more. I believe they had 13 nominations, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But they did come out as big winners there. So the only one up for grabs was possibly the Best Actress, where it was Emma Stone versus Lily Gladstone. But Emma Stone did win for her role in Poor Things, which we both love, brother, didn't we? We absolutely.
Oh, baby. You know what? She deserves an Oscar for having to deal with that script.
You know, as bad as the movie was, and I'm sorry, y'all, I'm in the ones that I don't think it was a good movie. I just don't. No. I think, though, she was a great actress.
She did her part. Yeah, she did her thing.
She created that character. She made it, you know, it was an original character.
Yeah.
And she made it into what it was, Miss Bella.
She never gave a personality, baby.
Yeah.
And that character was not one note, baby.
No. Definitely, I think she would have deserved it more for this than La La Land. Still can't believe that movie won everything that it did. But that's neither here nor there. But Lily Gladstone, I think the Oscars kind of missed the moment. It would have been a big moment. And it would have been like it was just a handout because she did really well in the role too. But
right.
I don't know. I'm not mad at it completely. What did you enjoy about the Oscars?
I enjoy the fashions. I think the fashions were, for the most part, elevated this year. I enjoyed Divine Joy. I'm glad she won for the Holdovers. I love that movie. I wish Paul Giamatti would have won, maybe. Well, actually, we're rooting for Coleman Domingo, but we knew that wasn't going to happen. Or the guy from was it fiction, nonfiction?
American Fiction.
American Fiction, that's right. That was a good movie, too. He did a really good job.
Yeah,
I think the leading actors category was really stacked this year. I enjoyed almost everybody's performances. So I think it was high quality nominees in that category. And also for the supporting actress, I think it was a lot of competition. And supporting actors, like I think the majority of the people that were nominated, they got right.
Yeah.
And I like Jimmy Kimmel cracking back at DJT.
That was a moment. Can you believe
that was
Trump?
a moment.
No, I can't believe he really did that. I mean, it's
yeah,
Trump.
She's petty. She's petty Betty.
Who is that press? Donald Trump. He's that press. That's how you know he wants to be in the in crowd so badly.
So bad.
It's so weird. And now everybody's like, oh, everybody who are Trumpers and everything is like, oh, Hollywood and forget y'all and da 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 da. But they all want to be Hollywood.
They're begging for people to be with them. Please be on our team. But what's so funny to me is how they're like, oh, the politically correct Oscars. What do you want them to do? Be mean to people on the stage? I mean, it's an award show. I don't get it.
Do you know what? You know what else the writer's been flipping out about with that is John Cena being naked on the stage. Well, he wasn't even naked, but he was, showing the body. Now they're like, oh, people are bringing it back to Cat Williams again. Oh, Cat Williams, he done told y'all this is what you do, da da da. And I'm like, it's John Cena. Do you not know how much stuff John Cena has done already? He doesn't need to take off his clothes to be popular. He is already very popular.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
This is John Cena. This is what he does.
And it's just a joke from a streaker that was at the Oscars before. Like, they just be killing me. And then it became about the kids. People posted about the kids. Oh, kids are watching.
Maybe you made a naked body not taboo. The kids would be in a better place.
Thank you.
We all have these bodies. Hello. It's part of who we are. It's anatomy. He's not on stage having sex.
Okay.
It's a crazy body.
It's crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, they were driving me crazy. But the performance, I did watch I had to go back because I missed it live, but the Ryan Gosling performance.
That
was good.
It was good.
That was good. And it was interesting that they did that one right before like the best song, because we all knew Billie Eilish was going to win it.
How do you feel about your girl winning 2 Oscars?
Now, okay, this should have been her first one right here. Like, I don't mind her winning for this one, but, she's the youngest to win 2 Oscars. Like that is only, 22 or something like that?
Yeah.
And she has the 2 Oscars, but she shouldn't have won for that Bond song. And I believe that's the one where she's up against Beyonce, right?
Beyonce, yeah.
Yeah, I wish Be Alive was more impactful than a Bond song. Like, I get it, like this song was meaningful. And it was a big moment, like in the bar movie. And it's a big, like, woman moment and everything. Like, it's a bigger song. And it's a pretty one. So I don't mind it. But the Bond song, I mean, there are a million of those. Be Alive was so much more relevant and important than that and a better song. So she should have won.
She should have won. And it should have been last night.
Yeah, absolutely. Oppenheimer, which was expected to win the big categories, which they did, Christopher Nolan. I'm fine with Christopher Nolan finally getting an Oscar. He is a good director.
Yeah.
And, they won Best Supporting with Robert Downey Jr., and they also won the lead actor with Mr. Murphy there. So I'm fine with that. Best Picture. I knew they were gonna win it, but was it?
It wasn't Best Picture for me, but I knew we knew it was gonna win.
We knew it was gonna win. It wasn't. I was mad Past Lives got shut out. I figured they would. They didn't win anything, but I really enjoyed that movie. You want something?
I'm a Holdovers guy. I think the Holdovers was one of the best movies I saw all year.
It was good. It was a good movie. I'll give them that. But Oscars, good event, nice success, great job. Hopefully we keep going on that trajectory and better one. But find a different host. Jimmy Kimmel has done it a million times now, I feel like.
And start at 7 again like you did this year. That was actually a good time.
Yeah. And that threw us by loop because we were doing our live reviews. And you were like, y'all, they're giving out awards. And I was like, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, I could get with that. And we're going to end with our casting couch. Are you ready? Who would you want to cast on the couch if we could this week, brother?
Well, today for my couch, it's a threesome. I'm going to invite
not a threesome.
Dawn Staley. Yes, Dawn Staley and Lamont Paris. We're North Carolinians, so we're always talking about North Carolina. But I want to give South Carolina basketball some shine. Lamont Paris is making history, Black history, Black coach, tied the most wins in South Carolina basketball history with 25 wins this season. And they finished second in the conference. Well, they had a chance to tie with Tennessee for the conference, but they lost a heartbreaker. But they came back the next game and sealed the deal for that second seed in the tournament. So congratulations to Lamont and to my girl Dawn Staley. Love her. I was rooting for Dawn. SEC record, 43 straight wins in conference. She's done something that even Pat Summitt hasn't done. So
wow.
I'm shouting out the South Carolinians today.
I love that. You taught me something. I didn't even know all that right there. So come on to the couch. So for my casting couch, if I could right now, I would bring on the man of the hour, Shannon Sharpe.
Why would
I bring on Shannon Sharpe? Because, baby, he has just been killing the game. And this week, he was talking about how much money he made off of the Cat Williams interview. He said everybody was talking about how much money I made doing the Cat Williams interview. He said, I just got the check. So whatever you think I made, times it by 3.
Double it, triple it.
So if you think I made 500,000, 3 times it. If you think I made $1 million, 3 times it. If you think I made $2 million, 3 times it. I made more money on Cat Williams alone than I made in any year that I played in the NFL.
How you doing?
So as of Friday, the nearly 3-hour interview with Williams has more than 61 million views on YouTube.
Oh my goodness.
So according to Spotrac, they said that Shannon tallied $22.3 million in career earnings during 15 seasons for the Denver Broncos and Baltimore Ravens. And his highest base salary for any single season was $19.99 when he made $2.25 million with the Broncos. So we know the brother got paid for this video.
He was somewhere like, baby. I know he's glad he left Skip now.
Right. What a move that was. And I just want to talk to him because he stays in everybody's mouth. Like, people cannot stop talking about him and trying to hate on him, trying to pick on him, trying to joke. Like, it's just crazy how everybody comes out now and wants to attack Connor Shannon. Right.
You know why? Because he's top of the mountain now. They're coming for the top of the hill.
That's what happened. So come on to the couch. And I want you to come on so you increase our views. Give us some of that money. Come on.
Okay. Okay.
We want you, Shannon. All right. Well, that's the couch today, Tater Tots. Hopefully you enjoy. And, any lasting words? I know my brother is ready. He's ready to go ahead and call it a night so he could go ahead and get work.
I do not want to get ready for work. No, I don't. Let's stay and talk. We can talk
I'm gonna take your lunch break away. You don't need that. You don't do nothing.
Okay. And I'll be out that door. I'm not playing with you. I'm getting my lunch. Yes, I am. Bye, Tater Tots.
Later. Till next time.
This has been a Rosie B production. You can follow The Parker's Couch on YouTube and TikTok at The Parker's Couch. You can follow Cameron on Instagram, CDParker03, and Carlon Parker, Carlon1978. And on Facebook under Cameron Parker and Carlon Parker.